Hi, Ludmilla Adams here with FashionChalkboard.com, and today I'm going to show you a website that lets you create some beautiful repeats, seamless repeats, and you can use them in Illustrator and Photoshop. You can create them in Illustrator mainly, and you can easily incorporate some pixels, and that's what I'm going to talk about. But let me just show you the website. So madpattern.com is a website that gives you these free awesome downloads. Just simply click on the free download here, and once you download, you're going to have these weird looking files, and these are actually where you're going to create some pretty cool rotations and reflections of your artwork that you're going to do. Check out the gallery, and there's also tutorials here, but I'm going to do my own tutorial. And here you can see some really awesome vector art that has been rotated and reflected with the help of these files that are for free. And I hope this inspires you to really work hard and perhaps share some on my Facebook wall for Fashion Chalkboard, or email them to me and then I'll publish them on my blog or something like that. I'm going to show you, which is something that I don't think is in the gallery yet, how to use parts that you clean up in Photoshop so you can combine your pixels. And then another thing that I found was kind of a little bit more complicated is to incorporate our new brushes that we have, which are the watercolor bristle brushes that we can use in CS5. And then just to make sure that you kind of get the courage to look over the instructions and follow them, and kind of the easiest way of doing that, because these instructions do come with the matte patterns, but if you're fairly new to Illustrator, this might still be hard, and I would love for you to have fun and try this out. Okay, so let's look at some of the things that you can do. So first of all, you would go into your current Illustrator and go to Open, and I'm going to go ahead and go into my matte pattern. Any of these are different rotations, so when you first open them up, it shows you how your artwork is represented by the F. So then that would show you how F would rotate and reflect over and over again. This is your template elements layer that shows you this preview. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously have your layers open and make them big. So under Window, go to Layers. And then I also have my artboards open, so Window, Artboards. And then what we're going to do is turn off the elements layer. So you might have to scroll down, and template elements turns off. Then it says select the clipped elements. So you just click on that and then start drawing within the black outline. Now, unfortunately, it looks as if there's three black outlines. These here are artboards, so that's not what they're talking about. The actual cell location here is where we need to draw, and I'm just gonna go ahead and draw something very simple just to show you quickly how this works. I'm gonna just take my blob brush tool, and you can see as soon as I put something in here, it repeats. So if we stay within the borders, it does the entire artwork. If I go a little bit over the border, it only takes parts of it. So it chops it off and repeats it along these cells. So you can have some fun doing that right away in here and change your colors. You can go in and click on these objects, and then you can go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, Bring to Front, and kind of rearrange these. You can still change these and rotate and delete and all that good stuff. One thing that you might want to consider is putting a background color, so you can just take any old fill color and just draw a big rectangle, and first it hides everything, but then you can go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. And once you want to change that color, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. You just take your direct selection tool perhaps to select that. I'm going to go ahead and follow these instructions just to show you how to go about it. It says then when done, use the artboard tool. You can just go to your artboard tool, and then it wants you to select artboard number 2. I hate clicking with the artboard tool because sometimes it messes it up, but usually you can just click on the name and then it changes here. But you can also see how in your artboard window you can just jump between those, and I think that's a little bit easier instead of clicking on something wrong and dragging it around. And then immediately, so save for web and devices, and this is kind of showing you the repeat in different qualities if you were to try and make the file size smaller for web. But we're just going to go ahead and say save for the first one that pops up, and we're just going to go ahead and say test1, test repeat 1, and that's a PNG file, and I'm going to replace that. And then once we're done, we can just click away. We can actually also, if you want to, later on, if we really like what we've been doing and we want to go into these individual elements and change the colorways, we might want to go to File, Save As, and save the actual repeat here. Quickly, just how do you test your repeat? You can go in Illustrator, go to File, Open, look for your test. This test, once you open it, you can just drag it into your swatches, and then as always, just create a big area. Make sure your fill is on top, and then you can use your repeat here. And this repeat is obviously not as interesting as some of the other options that we can create. It almost doesn't even look like a real repeat because it has like these borders. But we're gonna create some more intricate ones, and I'm gonna take it into Photoshop and also show you how you can still change colors even though you're not in now vector arts anymore, because these are now pixels. But let's just go a little bit slower. So, okay, I'm close this one and not save it. And here's just some tests that I did previously, so I'm going to close these as well.